He's the star of The Great Gatsby. He's the only person I saw in that film. He's the star of Animal Kingdom. He's the only one I ever saw in that. Zero Dark 30, the list goes on. Joel Edgerton is joining us on the show today. Next week he has a new film out called Felony. This is a disturbing psychological thriller. Joel, hello.
Hello. Wow.
What an achiever. You didn't just star in it, you wrote and produced it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been, writing a lot of stuff for a long time, and this was the movie that I cared most to try and get made, and we did it.
How do you do that?
Well, you just do it along the way. I mean, I'm always writing in between other projects, and acting is a particular job that requires a lot of intense thought for 5 minutes and then hours of waiting around. And in those hours of waiting around, I get other stuff done.
And the premise of this?
Oh, it's disturbing.
Well, I mean, this film is really inviting an audience to say, what would you do if you were in this character's shoes? And the shoes this character, me, is walking in is a good, otherwise good person who, driving home, slightly inebriated, knocks over a child, and the real crime is.
And he's a police officer.
He happens to be a detective, and the thing that he does next is the real crime, which is he lies about his involvement in the accident. Says that he came across the accident rather than that he caused the accident. And so begins this sort of tangle and web of himself plus two other detectives, a younger man and an older man who have different perspectives. The young ideal cop is saying, something's been done that's wrong here, we need to fix it. And the older cop who's like, well, there's more to life than the rule book here, and that we need to protect our own.
A friend of mine has a theory, she calls it the Betty Crocker lie, that someone's coming to your house, you've got a packet mix, you're going to make some muffins, the Betty Crocker. And your friend is there saying, oh, did you make these from scratch? And at that point you can tell the truth.
But
Betty
you don't. Crocker lie.
So you say, yes, I made them from scratch. And they say, oh, is that a bit of lemon rind in it? And you go further down the track, and then at some point you look foolish to turn back. A lot of politicians do this.
Or they're swelling up from anaphylaxis because
they can't have lemon rind.
There's an ingredient in there that wasn't supposed to be in there.
But at some point there will be a moment, if you've told a fib, if you try to get out of it, there'll be a moment when you look back and thought, if only I'd told the truth.
Yeah, this is what the movie really is also very much exploring, is that the first, you come to a junction and you see two roads, and one road is the truth, and it seems steep and rocky and hard and like it's going to be a dead end of doom for you. Then you see the road that says lie, and it seems smooth and lovely.
And you've only got a nanosecond
that around the corner
choose.
Is even more rockiness and steepness, you know. So, choosing honesty is sometimes very confronting.
And you never choose it rationally. It's always done quickly. You've got to make a choice instantly.
Yeah, and my belief, and part of the reason I made the movie is because I don't know I can't promise you how I would behave in these same circumstances until I've been through that experience. Now, I believe that the reason we all tell a lie, or why people do in those circumstances or other similar circumstances, is because we're so scared that people are going to judge us. We're so scared that we're going to be seen to be a failure. We're scared to not be loved and liked. So we choose to pull the wool over people's eyes. We choose the Betty Crocker lie.
I made them myself from scratch.
From scratch.
Yeah. That's amazing. The Mighty Mighty Bosstones did a song once called The Impression That I Get, and there's a line, I'm not a coward, but I've never been tested.
Yeah. It's great, isn't it? Because we're all tested every day, from the mini ones to the big ones, the lies that we're facing. We're always choosing one or the other, and we all like to think we have a great amount of integrity, and that to me is a very underlined word in this movie is integrity, the search for it, and the search to get back to a place of integrity.
So if we find that you've run someone over, we'll know exactly that you've run. If you find a body, we'll know that you ran someone over.
I'm a terrible, terrible liar, And the thing is too is what punishment fits what crime this film talks about, and
shades of grey. Can still be shades of grey.
Yeah, and how much extra guilt do you feel simply because there are witnesses or someone might discover the truth? If a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, can you let yourself rejoin the human race easier if you think no one knows that you're a bad
Betty
person?
Crocker chopped that tree down, and you know it.
It was Betty Crocker. Yeah, and look, but, at the same time, this is a thriller. It's a thriller of ethics and ideas, but it's dangerous, and we feel like this really kind of scary situation unfold between these men and the very important women that surround. Melissa George plays my wife, who has her own ethical dilemma in the movie, surrounding the same incident, and the mother of the child. Both have very surprising turns in the movie in terms of the way they relate to the situation too.
This sounds great.
The movie is
and
called
it's got
Felony.
Tom Wilkinson in it,
Oh,
which
there you
is
go.
actually we could have saved all the time.
Yeah, we just
up to
said
now.
that.
Just said Tom Wilkinson's in the movie. He is so fantastic.
Mastering an Aussie accent and all.
Yeah, and he's playing like a British, 10-pound pom, having been in Australia for 30 years and now become a detective. And so his accent is sort of like his accent infused with his time in Australia. And I love the man.
You should have said that from the get-go. We're going to play the intro, Joel Edgerton, bang, and then
Tom Wilkinson's
we're
in
out
it.
of here.
And then we could have
More
chatted
cold
about
chisel.
other stuff.
My muffins.
I love the
starters.
Betty Crocker.
It's good, isn't it?
I've never heard that expression, but it's a great one.
Just as
Amanda does it all the
Seinfeld
time.
defined it.
Yeah, whenever I go to Amanda's house, I instantly assume that she's made something from a packet.
I've even made roast from a packet.
Whether it be chicken tonight or Betty Crocker.
And if you're a really evil, deceptive person, you'd have one of those shredders there so you could actually get
So
rid of
you
the
know.
box. Because
Yeah.
the real idiot would be like, yeah, I made them from scratch. You go, what's this Betty Crocker box doing?
Exactly.
Oh, I
That's
just
when I
wanted to
murdered
make
them.
sure that mine were better than hers.
Amanda's Dolmio grin is never fake. Or is it fake? Joel Edgerton. Felony is in cinemas August 28. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.